want to give you guys a little bit of footage of what goes on in the city. So basically, there's a lot of sidewalks that are being done over, and in reality, they have been done. I would say in the last, let's say in the last 10 years. It could be less, but now we're noticing the same sidewalks that were done are being done over again. And there's some parts of the city where sidewalks have not been repaired at all. So my question is, who decides on what sidewalks get done over and which ones do not? And do they keep an accurate record on all of that? As you can see, this is happening in multiple locations throughout the city of Boston. It was causing a lot of inconvenience for people in general. Now, they lowered these before. Now what they're doing, they're raising them back up at some points. If you can see it right there, like they're actually lowering this one down a little bit on that end, but they raise it up over here. So I don't see the whole logic behind it because some are getting lowered and some are getting raised. Now that's kind of raised up. I don't know why they raised that up, but it's raised up.
One of the drug units from River Street, call 5559.
Now I'm gonna try to do a video now and do another video later for you guys. Go ahead. Even over here. Now this one looks like it's been lowered. So, you know what I mean? None of these are uniform. So if they were keeping them consistent, I would be like, okay, I understand. Now that one's actually lower than the grade. So they got some that are higher, some that are lower. And trust me, this stuff is not cheap. When you have construction of this kind of magnitude, it's definitely not cheap at all. So somebody's definitely paying for that to get this done. This building, how would you make a bet that this happened from the construction? Or maybe a car hit that.
To get some more info.
You think a car might have hit that? What if the building inspector came to look at this? Because that crack looked like that's been compromised. There's several layers of brick, but this outside definitely been compromised a lot. And this is in danger of falling in. I don't know if the city came out to look at that, but that looks pretty serious. And you guys can see that. That's a pretty good hit. And that's an accident waiting to happen. It looked like a car might have hit that, to be honest with you. Looks like a car might have hit that wall at one point. I doubt that the construction did that, but it don't look like the construction did it. But then again, I could be wrong. Maybe the construction did do that. But for a car to hit that means it would have to travel. Maybe the construction did do that. Yeah, that's worth looking into. Somebody did that. It didn't happen by itself, that's for sure. That's 223 Washington Street. So like I said, I'm doing a video basically on all this right here.
Charlie Robert on the last Clarendon and Newberry with another detail. Thank you.
Like I said, all this construction is costing the city a lot of money. I don't know where they got the money from, but somehow they got a lot of money just to change sidewalks over. When we have very poor street lighting and we have a whole lot of other conditions going on in the city. just want to give you guys a little bit more footage of what goes on in the city. Now, this kind of work is going on all over the city of Boston. You're going to find it in Roxbury. You're going to find it in Dorchester, Mattapan, Hyde Park. It's happening everywhere. And it's costing millions, if not billions of dollars just to move the one of those 5G lightings that you see over the city too. But like I said, this is costing the cities a lot of money, and I'm gonna ask how much they spent on this, because we need to know. We need to know how much is spent and why. And all they're doing is basically they're just changing the grade, like from a higher grade to a lower grade. All these white picket fences right here, I heard that they represent city-owned property. I could be wrong, but I heard that from numerous people. So if you see a white picket fence, 90% of the time that's owned by city of Boston.
Washington Street, apartment 5B.
No, like I said, I don't know what's the whole reason of why they're doing it, but they're definitely doing it. And the amount of money that's being spent seems to be like a high price. This stuff does not come cheap when you're tearing up sidewalks and putting them back down again. It's pretty expensive. Now, this sidewalk here doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it at all. But
Yeah, can you respond with EMS for 30 Washington Street, apartment 5?
nevertheless, they're gonna tear it up and do it over. This guy's actually on the crosswalk. He doesn't know it, or maybe he does know it, but he's directly on the crosswalk.
No, you were logged on at the 411.
Directly on the crosswalk.
Thank you.
Now these ramps here, to me, don't look bad at all. Like, I don't see anything wrong with this ramp. You can easily get up there, you easily can get off. Nothing that looks like it needs to be replaced. So I'm gonna call the city and find out like why they're doing all these ramps over and why and who made the decision, because you should have a decision like this right here could be fixed. I wonder if they're gonna fix that. That definitely could use some attention. That's definitely a trip hazard. I wonder if they got that in their plans. If they did, it would be marked up. I don't see any marks on it. I'm not too sure why they're doing it because it doesn't have any other than the fact that they're changing the grade. But like these, there's nothing wrong with these though. Like these look fine. There's nothing that looks like there's anything wrong with these. Matter of fact, you can see where they did it the last time. That's the changeover right there from last time, and they did all this over within the last 10 years. I want to say maybe sooner. I have to check for sure, but and this is where they stopped over here. So you can actually see the grade where they've done it. Now they're just doing it over again. Same thing here. Like why they're doing it over, I have no clue. This is happening everywhere in the city of Boston, not just here, but everywhere. This is one of many locations that they're doing it at. And I must add, a lot of money's being spent and channeled in the wrong direction. Mm. So I spent a lot of money advertising for this concepts here. I'm not too sure what they represent, but these advertisements are all over the city of Boston. I'm not too sure what concepts is or what they represent, but I'm gonna check it out and see. Because when you go around the city, you see those. They're all around the city. So as you notice, there's no police detail at any of these construction sites. Not even one. So years ago, I don't know how old my viewers are. We used to have APAC, and APAC basically was an organization that used to be over all the planning in the city. Now, most of the planning could not go through the city without APAC's approval. And I want to say they were independent. They were independent, but they were more for the community. And APAC will decide and have meetings on whether something should be fixed or not be fixed. And they will have meetings like I think every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks. And they will decide on areas that were being neglected and areas that weren't being treated properly. Now we don't have an APAC. We have a BRA. Now BRA, as far as I know, does not do nothing for the city other than just make decisions without the people being informed. So APAC, which the acronyms were, if I'm not mistaken, Area Action Planning Council. So Area Action Planning Council was APAC, and they would be bring into question or why is this being done and not that being done? So now, what's going on now? The city of Boston just pretty much does what they want to do. There's no meetings other than the private meetings that they have. They don't publicize the meetings that they're gonna have. They just go ahead and do it. And by them doing that, they leave the people out. So,
And Dave is going to be at Michael McNamara.
which is not good. So when people bring into questioning why the city of Boston is making these decisions, they have every right to because they want to know, and I want to know. Like,
Operation Charlie 425.
um,
44 Wilbert Road for a 17-year-old autistic that's been missing for about 20 minutes.
now all this is gonna get dug up.
In the past.
Every single intersection they got planned is gonna get dug up, and the majority of these intersections that I have seen, they don't look that bad. Like these,
8009.
Yeah, we're pretty much right there. Do you have a description on him?
Yeah, he's going to be a black male, about 6'3". Just possibly wearing a red shirt, black sweater with stripes, black pants, black jeans, sneakers.
like I said, all this is getting dug up.
And then he left. Again, it's been on about 20 minutes.
Sure.
I don't want to walk all the streets, but it goes all the way down. Maybe I might cross over
Charlie 903, get that down.
just to show you guys how far it does go down. Let's see here. So this is at the corner of. I'm gonna let these guys go first. Not gonna try to run out in traffic if I can help it. All right. So like I said, this goes all the way down. So this is the one that they did over. And honestly, it doesn't look any different from the ones that I've been looking at. I'm sorry about that.
I'll notify transit.
So, I mean, you're spending a lot of money for little to nothing. I mean, other than the fact that you're just tearing up the sidewalks and putting them back down again. Now, if you didn't plan right the first time, what makes you think you plan right the second time? You know what I mean? Like, you think at least 5 times before you do something. You should anyway. And they always say measure twice, cut once. So if you thought it through and planned it through, why are you doing it again?
Thank you.
Just gonna walk down to this corner here, so you guys can see like exactly what they're doing. The city of Boston has spent a lot of money for little, nothing to show for it. Nothing at all to show for it. Like that curb over there needs to be fixed. You think they even touched that? Alright, I'm gonna do a later video after this is all done. Let's see if they touch that. If they don't touch that one, but they fix all these, like looks like they're gonna fix this eventually. But they gotta cut out. They
Charlie
gotta.
903, ma'am. Do you have any available units that on anything that they can play that area?
So right here, let me just walk down to this corner here. I guess apparently they're gonna dig all this up and fix this. I'll do a later video when it's all completed and see what has got done and what has not gotten done, so we can actually see. And for the life of me, I don't know why they're raising these back up again, other than they're gonna put like a hump here, because just so you guys know,
That bus is from Talbot to Dudley.
that was lowered before. And these are not the same heights, by the way. So this height and that height is two different heights. And why they're doing it, I have.
Can you just check? She's saying he hasn't gone missing in 2 years, but it sounds more familiar.
But I wonder if they're gonna fix this over here. Now this has been like this for a couple of years now, or more than a couple of years.
I
But
have that. I'm with the caller now. She confirmed that it's been 2 years, and she took his bracelet off of him, so he no longer has the track.
so this right here
And the spelling and
should have been like a priority.
I'll put that out as soon as possible.
Okay, thanks.
That should have been a priority to fix that. That's a trip hazard. Definitely a trip hazard.
45 going up.
So if they're not fixing the stuff that needs to be fixed, but fixing what they want to fix, it doesn't make sense. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm not gonna walk all the way down there, but all the way down, they're doing the whole stretch. As far as you can see, they're doing it, and it's costing a lot of money in the city of Boston. So you guys know, a lot of money. Like this right here, for example, this could use some attention.
Radio 8009. Mom said he left out the back door.
That could definitely use some attention.
Towards American Legion. He knows where the buses, so we have to notify the T. He didn't come down Lorna Road. That's where we were standing.
Oh, this could use some attention right here.
He went out towards American Legion.
Look at that.
Kilo 810.
Well, that's 21 still in the room. Want to follow up?
I don't know why this pole's like where it's at, but it's not in a good location. At least I don't think it is. And it's a bus stop sign, but it's definitely in a bad location. Like stuff like this is what they should be fixing, and we'll see if they fix that. We'll definitely see if that gets fixed. So I'll check back in the next 3 months, or maybe 4 months. Give them some more time to fix it, and see if they fix any of this. Look at that.
Filter Alpha 3.
Why don't this? I got a better one. I see a lot of these around the city.
I'll be Robin on the last. I'll be up on Guest Street.
Yeah, what those are gas line shut-off valves. Some of them do work, and some don't work. Why don't the city of Boston, if they really want to do a good job, contact the local utility companies that provide gas to this area and say, by the year 2021, we want all these gas valve openings checked and inspected, replaced or fixed or removed. Because some of these do work and some of them don't work. And the ones that don't work, they should eliminate. And the ones that do work, they should fix up properly so they're in good working condition. So if somebody's in the city of Boston and they work for the, I guess they call Public Works Department, why don't they call these organizations and companies and tell them we want these gas lines checked? And in the process of checking them, make sure they work properly.
His name is going to be Kobe, Kobe.
Because a lot of these are hazards, but I see a lot of these over the city of Boston.
6'3", 230
Like this one here look like it could be eliminated.
Black Adidas sneakers, a black hoodie with 3 stripes on the sleeves and an Adidas sign on both sleeves.
Now, should that be like that?
It should be a gray mask with the Adidas logo on it. So I believe the detail officer put off what bus.
We got a lot of these in the city of Boston. Now, if they're not working anymore,
Kobe Henley, Jeffrey, black male, about 6'3", wearing a black hoodie with 3 stripes on the sleeve, Adidas sign.
if they're not
Black
working
pants,
anymore,
black
get rid of them.
sneakers,
If they
and,
do
he's
work,
wearing a mask
fix them up
right
the
now.
right way. Now, a lot of these buildings used to be single buildings, single occupied buildings, like single different owners. When property management companies bought them, they had one main gas line coming into the building. So it basically eliminated multiple gas lines coming into the building. And I understand all that. But my question is, it's been like that for years. Why hasn't it been corrected? So in reality, you don't really need all those single gas lines coming out anymore because
And 425, just to update, he
you
is autistic, but he is verbal, and he
you
is on his
have
medication,
one
so
main one.
they're not anticipating him being aggressive.
So eliminate the ones you're not using.
10, go drop the 553, Ocean, Oregon morning.
If you guys can see, that's where they dug it up prior before.
Morning.
And that's the grade that it was before too. If you guys can see that, it was kind of up a little bit higher. And now it's lower.
If I have an officer that's fluent in sign language, can you come up to channel 4? I say, officer that's fluent in sign language, can you come up to channel 4? Oh, channel 1127.
Let's see if we can get cross here before the light turns on us. What about this? Is somebody gonna fix these bricks in the sidewalk here? Like my job is to document things that go on in the city, and sometimes you got to point out the good and the bad, the right and the wrong. Like this, to me, this is a lot of money being wasted for literally nothing. Like a lot of these sidewalks are in pretty good condition. Like they're not that bad off compared to the other ones that you see in the city. So why? I don't know what happened here. Looks like somebody, they dropped some trash on the ground. I wonder if they're gonna fix that right there, cause that's not too far from there. So they should bring that line instead of stopping at, I guess we'll call it purple. No, we'll call it pinkish line there. They should have dropped it right here and fixed all this too.
And Charlie 425, this is probably about 30 minutes old.
So I'm gonna come back in, like I said, in another 3 or 4 months and see if they corrected that.
February, he was found in Dudley Station.
That's what I want to document today, guys.
In January, he was found over a District 1, a District 15 in Charlestown.
Why doesn't somebody trim that tree right there with that branch hanging?
Kilo 44, clear open on code 10.
All right, guys. Until next time, I'm Nez Porter. Just want to document certain things that goes on in the city on a daily basis. Just stay tuned next time.
Kilo base, contact Kilo 424, contact 4286 when you get the chance.